Well, it's time now for Media Watch. James Creedon with us here in the studio. Hi there, James. We're going to start with something you were talking about earlier this week. The French President François Hollande was photographed in
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, I knew it was one of the stands, wearing a rather fluffy hat.
Yes.
And it was one of many photo opportunities for François Hollande that went badly wrong. Now he's refusing to do any more of them, is that right?
That's right. No more headdress, no more headwear, please. It became known as Chapka Gate. The furry hat is known as a Chapka in Kazakhstan. And this was a mark of respect for the visiting French president who donned this traditional wear for an official photograph, which then went up on the Kazakh presidency's Instagram account. That's right. And I'm not sure how visible it is, but he is also holding the coat breast pocket, which makes it all look a little bit too stylish in any case. So what happened was rather predictable. A series of images on social media where he was dressed as Santa Claus, a court jester.
And has this been going on all week? Have people been updating?
It's slowing down a little bit now, but it was very, very busy over the weekend. Cabbage, basically any possible or imaginable headwear went on top of François Hollande's head after that chapka. Now, since then, I think it was yesterday or today, he was visiting the Republican Guard. Now, they're the guys who look after Republican, the president, or the palaces of the Republic. You can see them there dressed in very elaborate headgear. So he was paying a visit to their headquarters. But after Chapka Gate, if you scroll down here, you can see that one of the guards tried to place that rather elaborate headdress on François Hollande's head. Now, let's look at the images here. I'm not sure we need to hear the sound, but the Republican Guard tried to place the helmet on François's head, and he said, absolutely not. I know what's going to happen. I'm very well aware where this is going to go. So, no, thank you, was his answer. Now, indeed, the Huffington Post...
Well, that's kind of backfired as well, hasn't it? Because now we've got a whole video.
Well, wait until I show you, because what happened was the Huffington Post said, well, after Chapka Gate, he was trying to avoid Crazy Horse Gate. Now, Crazy Horse is like the Moulin Rouge. It's one of these cabarets in Paris where you see the Republican Guard helmet is actually quite elaborate, and there's this big, long horsehair coming out of the back of it. So I think the Huffington Post said, you know, if he had put it on, it would have turned into that on social media. Definitely. Now, you did see that he refused to put it on, but did Twitter allow him to refuse to put it on? Of course they didn't. And at Delirious, or whatever it's called, it's one of these Twitter handles, helpfully placed the helmet on the French president's head.
So you get mocked for photos that you never even took in the first place these days, don't you?
Damned if you do and damned if you don't, Laura.
Absolutely.
There's nothing you can do about it.
And I mean, President Hollande, he's fed up with this altogether, isn't he? Having his image mocked around the world.
Do you know, it's no fun being a head of state these days. And indeed, he gave an interview to Le Monde's M magazine. This is back in October now. He spoke to journalist Vanessa Schneider, and he was talking about the difficulty of appearing on the front steps of the Élysée Palace. You can see him here alongside a Republican Guard, as it happens, when you've the whole press corps, photojournalists with their eyes fixed on you. And he said, when I welcome a head of state on the front steps, photojournalists all have their eyes fixed on me. Looking into the distance will be interpreted as a sign of lassitude. A tie askew is a sign of negligence. A head bowed is a sign of defeat. So what I decided to do is, whenever I welcome a head of state on the front steps of the Élysée, I look straight ahead, I pick a point in the distance, and he described a for sale sign on the street opposite, and I just stare at that. So whenever you see him looking very staring into the distance, he's staring at the for sale sign on the street opposite, Laura.
I'm sure they'll be having fun with that one as well. Another former French president who rather liked photo opportunities and did them rather well is Jacques Chirac. Yes. He, though, is the focus of something of a scandal.
That's right, in particular related to his brother-in-law. Now, he was mayor of Paris from 1977 to 1995, which is a very, very long time. And there's his wife, the former First Lady, and the former wife of the Mayor of Paris.
Who's still very outspoken when it comes to politics.
Absolutely, she's very much a vocal supporter of Nicolas Sarkozy. In any case, it appears that her brother is living in a council apartment, council housing, in the 4th arrondissement.
Oh, very nice.
And very nice rent.
For those that don't know Paris, that is quite a nice area, isn't it?
In the Saint Paul area.
James and I certainly can't afford it.
He's basically paying €11 per metre squared, which is under a third of the market rate.
That's not Paris rents.
It's definitely not. He's been in there since 1984, having a great time. And Le Monde helpfully describes the luxurious surroundings in which he lives. A small 3-storey building, calm and cosy in the heart of Paris, Laura, preserved from the hustle and bustle of the St. Paul district by a elegant low arcade that runs along this quiet side street, which benefits from a leafy garden, and apparently the
garden as well.
The apartment is on the garden.
Wow.
And so residents are protected from the noise of the neighbourhood as well as the high rents, because it is a council house, council apartment building.
Sounds
so
lovely.
Le Monde contacted not just the brother-in-law Jérôme Chaudron de Courcelles, but also another close associate of Mr. Chirac, who said, look, at my advanced age it is actually difficult to move, and I have offered to pay extra money to the housing authorities in any case. So it just, I suppose it made some people giggle that brother-in-law of Jacques Chirac, the brother of the very well-to-do Bernadette Chirac, is living in a council apartment in central Paris.
Well, maybe they don't get on.
Maybe not.
Who knows?
Right.
All right, James, thank
Thanks,
you very
Laura.
much indeed. James Creedon there with Media Watch.